This is the Lancer Locker Show on KYNT. Now, let's talk some Mount Marty University athletics with the coaches, as well as your host and the voice of Mount Marty University athletics, Tel Tanner.
Let's take a moment to talk Mount Marty University softball. We're going to do that for the next 40 minutes here on KYNT. Mount Marty University softball is having a great season so far. They have won 7 of their last 8 games and 5 straight. The Lancers, after starting the season on a bit of a sour note, going 0-6 in conference play to start things off, they have now won 7 of their last 8 conference matchups in the GPAC. Lancers are now sitting at 8-8 in conference play, 19-13 overall. They are on an incredible streak right at the moment. Once again, the Lancers have won 5 straight, and they've won 7 of their last 8 games. Lancer season is going incredibly well. Their last 2 games, they beat Waldorf in a doubleheader on Sunday, 2-1 and 8-1 in games 1 and 2 over in Forest City. Also against the College of St. Mary in Omaha, they beat them 3-2 and 11-4 in game 2. So a couple of road tests, long trips, and the Lancers come away with 4 victories in their last 4 games. Next up, they get Hastings College at Sertoma Park here in Yankton on Wednesday evening. Let's talk about baseball for a moment as well. They've also got Wednesday night baseball. They're playing Mayville State University here at Riverside Field at Bob Tarashinsky Stadium. Starting at 4 p.m. will the doubleheader start. That is non-conference baseball. And then on Saturday and Sunday, Lancer is going to be taking on Concordia. That is GPAC baseball, a 4-game series versus the Concordia Bulldogs at Bob Tarashinsky Stadium at Riverside Field. That is going to be a fun weekend of Lancer baseball. So now let's go ahead and focus on the softball team. We have got to get out of here in this intro pretty quick, actually, because we spoke earlier today with Abby Johnson, McKenzie Gray, and head coach Cassandra Brown for this Lancer softball program. All 3 of them on the Lancer Locker. We spent about 10 minutes with each of them, and so we've got plenty to get to today. We're going to speak first with the head coach of the softball program in Coach Brown, who is once again first-year coach this year, but a coach who has a lot of experience, especially considering how young they are, and that is because Coach Brown has been coaching. She played at a high level here. She was playing for Alabama A&M from 2010 to 2014, where she was a dominant force on the mound. That is an NCAA Division I school. She was a dominant pitcher, quickly becoming the team's ace as a freshman. Over her 4-year playing career, she recorded an impressive 165 strikeouts in 80 appearances. She then went on to be an assistant coach for Alabama A&M and then became head coach a little while after that. She was named the Southwestern Athletic Conference Coach of the Year in 2019 and led her team to the Southwest Athletic Conference Eastern Division Championship. She also became the youngest NCAA Division I head softball coach that year. So she's definitely a very good get for the Lancers. She's now here working in Yankton with Lancer softball. We're going to hear first from her. Then we're going to come back and speak with a couple of seniors for the program. First up, Abby Johnson, one of their hitters who is averaging over 400 on the season, and McKenzie Gray, their ace pitcher. We'll be back with all 3 of them in a couple of minutes. You're listening to the Lancer Locker on KYNT.
Moving is hard work. This is Deb Speck from Vision Real Estate, and I'd like to show you how I can make moving a little easier. From staging your home, providing moving boxes, and the use of our enclosed courtesy trailer, to the behind-the-scenes marketing, attention to detail, you can rest easy knowing you have an experienced professional working for you. Call me, Deb Speck, at 605-664-5555.
Beef, pork, seafood, poultry, and more. All at the Meat Lodge in Yankton. Get top quality meats at great prices. They have specialty items like lamb, brisket, mahi-mahi, crab legs, and lobster. They even have non-meat options like Dimmick cheese, pickled items, seasonings, and sauces. For your convenience, you can call and order curbside pickup or order online at meatlodge.com. The Meat Lodge in Yankton, on the way to the lake on Highway 52.
This is Jenny from Slumberland Furniture in Yankton. Looking for a refresh in your home? Want to change up your space? take advantage of our free interior design service. We can help reimagine your room using new pieces that will work with what you currently have. At Slumberland, you'll find the best brand name furniture and quality mattresses with the best customer service possible. See us at 2401 Broadway in Yankton.
Sherco's electric accessories, more than just convenience, they're safety. Step back away from the moving parts and out of the dust. Operate your electric accessories with the push of a button. Everything from our 4500 series HD tarp to our ProTrap and AutoTrap hopper door openers to the DryMax auger mover provide a safer working environment when teamed with the SureLink wireless system. To learn more, give us a call at 1-800-474-8756 or find us at Sherco.com. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
Hey, son, can you hand me that vice grip? As any farmer or rancher knows, having the right tools in the toolbox is important. That goes for your ag lending as well. If you're considering expansion, restructuring debt, or purchasing equipment, call Dakota Mac. We have a toolbox full of lending solutions to help you with your ag financing needs.
Hi, it's Jeff Wolfgram from Dakota Mac. Call us at 800-682-4578 to learn how Dakota Mac products can work for you.
Looking for a job you can crush it at? Aztec is hiring. They're seeking a variety of positions, including engineers for manufacturing, electrical software and controls and design, plus electrical technician and maintenance tech. Aztec offers competitive pay, 10 paid holidays, incredible 401k, paid parental leave, safety incentives, and a $1,000 sign-on bonus for production workers. To apply for these jobs or see what other opportunities are available, go to aztecjobs.com.
All right, back here on the Lancer Locker, I'm Tel Tanner, talking Mount Marty University softball now with the head coach of the program in Cassandra Brown. Coach, your first year at Mount Marty, and you've now won 7 of your last 8 and 5 straight games. Things are going well now in conference play. First things first, tell me about this last little stretch, winning 7 of 8 and 5 in a row. What has led to that?
I think just us starting off the way we did in conference. We didn't start off how we wanted to. And I think it just honestly made the girls a little bit more hungry and not being content with where we were and wanting to work a little bit harder. So that's exactly what they've been doing. It's just the fruits of their labor showing what they've been doing in practice, transitioning into the game.
You mentioned that slow start, starting off 0-6, obviously, in conference play. What were some of the conversations that you had with the team, or what did practice look like when you were 0-6 to now winning 7 of your last 8? Because once you hit 0-6, you started winning instantly. What did that kind of look like on the back end when you were down?
I think on the back end, they just knew that wasn't the Lancer softball that we're used to playing. So we just went back to fundamentals, back to basics, back to drills, just going back to what we worked on in the fall and how we were able to, start off our regular season. And I think just going back to the basics, and then also the girls realizing, that's not how they wanted to start the season. And me telling them that we have a lot of softball left to play, and them understanding that, and then just going, to practice, working a little bit harder. And then we were just always working on getting better each practice. And I think it just is showing now in day-to-day and how we're playing.
Coach, you obviously have a little bit of experience with things like this. I'm looking at your resume, and you have, for how young of a coach you are, and a wealth of experience, obviously playing high-level softball for a couple years, coaching in Alabama. You're from Florida. What has your previous experience brought now to your first season as the head coach of the Lancers about midway through conference play?
I think just wherever you go, honestly, you're going to get hit with adversity, and it's how you handle it. Like I tell my girls all the time, we had adversity coming out in conference play, going, like you said, 0-6. And I said, each of these games is going to teach us something, and I can guarantee in certain situations that we possibly weren't able to get out of, we'll see them again later on in some games. And my girls realizing that if they can learn, as long as we're learning every day and being able to apply that moving forward, I think that's what was going to make us and allow us to have a successful year is, just being able to get over the adversity.
Let's talk about some of the individuals that have really helped get this rolling. First things first, tell me about your assistant coach.
So Coach Kyle, he played college baseball as well, and I'm super thankful for him that he's able to step in and help me this year. as he is the assistant director for admissions, so he's balancing two roles for us right now. And he's been great. He's been able to help girls with the approach at the plate and just small things in regards to day-to-day stuff for softball.
When it comes to some more individuals that have really helped launch this season in the last 7 of 8, obviously, we got to go to some players. A couple of players we're going to speak with a little later in this program, and Abby Johnson and McKenzie Gray. Let's start with McKenzie Gray, your pitcher, who has thrown 103 innings so far this season, 21 appearances. That is in, I think, 36 games and 15 starts? That is an incredible number for this senior. What can you tell me about McKenzie Gray?
McKenzie Gray is great for us. Whatever I throw at her, she takes it on and is ready to roll. She is a learner. She's constantly learning. And also what I love about Kenzie is she doesn't get rattled much. So being able to put her in many situations and see her succeed is really good. And most importantly, she's a very hard worker. But also just to seeing the growth in her from the fall to spring now. With her being a senior, she is able to pour in to help the other pitchers, which I love to see. So that's also, I think, a good way of her growth is just seeing her being able to pour into her younger teammates that are pitchers as well.
Now, I'm betting some people out there listening to this heard 15 starts in 36 games and 103 innings pitched, and their eyes just became saucers. Can you tell me a little bit about the endurance of being a softball pitcher and how you're able to do that?
Yes, we pitch a lot. We pitch about 4 or 5 times out the week. They do run a lot as well. I think just being able to make sure that they're lifting, but also rest plays a big role. So making sure we're balancing, giving them enough rest as well is big. But mostly is just getting your reps in, getting your muscle memory in is what's making our pitching staff, that's how they're being successful, honestly.
Let's turn to the other player we're going to speak with coming up, and Abby Johnson, one of your hitters, another senior who had a great career at Mount Marty. This year, averaging .437. That is her batting average and a .500 on-base percentage. Once again, incredible numbers for a very good player there. In 71 at-bats, that's not a small sample size.
Yeah, she's been doing great for us, and we're trying to figure out where we wanted to put her in the lineup, and the moment I put her in leadoff, she did a tremendous job, and we kept her there, and she's been doing great being a leadoff for us all these games that going into conference. Same thing with her. She doesn't get rattled being in that leadoff spot, especially if people are on. She just makes sure she does what she's supposed to do and make sure she gets a good barrel to the ball. So Abby has been great for us this season.
Coach, as we turn to the upcoming schedule and some of these games coming up, we were just talking with your assistant coach about practice, some of the things you wanted to focus on a little later today. Wednesday, home games versus Hastings here in Yankton. Hastings, in terms of the conference standings, they're just 2 spots back from you, about a game, like a single game back. So you're going into this one in conference play just around the corner. Big implications in this game. What can you tell me about Hastings and how you're preparing for them?
We're just preparing, like I always tell my girls, we can't worry too much about what they're going to do. We need to focus on what we can control, making the plays that we can make, making sure we're swinging at good pitches. So me and my assistant, we kind of do the majority of the scouting, and then we'll tell the girls, like, okay, this is a pitch that you need to be looking for. But just going into this weekend knowing that we can get these 2 Ws, having the confidence going into this weekend, and making sure we just, like I always say, going back to us, making sure we can control what we can control, and that's playing Lancer softball.
And when it comes to streaks, obviously you're on one right now, but streaks are difficult in this sport. Baseball, softball, either way, it is hard to keep winning because the amount of games you play versus a single opponent. Obviously, you're playing twice in one day versus Hastings. You've got another matchup with Dakota State here coming up, and then Concordia next weekend. Yeah. Doane, all getting into conference play. What do you got to do to keep things rolling in here as you're going into the back half of the season, getting ready for this conference tournament?
I think being able to take it pitch by pitch, inning by inning. I always tell my girls we just always need to focus on what's next and not to look too far ahead. So right now our focus is Hastings on Wednesday, and then once we're done, we'll just keep working to see on what is next, but also just making sure that we're getting good quality reps in, making sure also that we get a good amount of rest as well. As like you said, the end of the season can be, keep going nonstop. So I think a good balance between rest, but also making sure we're getting good quality reps in as well.
Coach, thank you very much for your time. We're going to speak with a couple of your players coming up in both Abby Johnson and McKenzie Gray, a couple of seniors. I'm looking forward to that. But first up, thank you for taking the time out of your day to talk with us here and give us this update on Lancer softball.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
This is the Lancer Locker on KYNT. Let's go ahead and take a break now. We'll come back in a couple of minutes. We'll speak with Abby Johnson, one of the seniors for this program, a batting average once again for this senior, sitting right at the moment at 437. 437 on the year, 31 hits, 17 RBIs in 71 at-bats, 500 on base percentage. Great senior season so far. We'll come back with Abby Johnson right after this.
Nora is a Runza insider.
Yeah, little secret for you. You know Runza burgers?
I do know them.
You can get one with Swiss cheese.
Right.
And mushrooms.
Okay.
Just ask for...
the Swiss mushroom burger?
How'd you know?
It's right there on the menu. Come get your Swiss mushroom burger today. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Runza on Broadway by Menards in Yankton.
The Dakota Theater in Yankton is always in need of volunteers. There's something for everyone, such as being involved with shows on or off stage, selling concessions, greeting, ushering, cleaning before and after, cleaning the bathrooms, organizing, helping with the lights, the sound, the costumes, decorating, and more. The Dakota Theater in Yankton is so grateful for every volunteer. Theaters for everyone. For more information, go to dakotatheater.org or call 665-4711.
You buy, you shoot, and you score. This is Brandon Tycrow from Lewis & Clark Ford. It's back. March Motor Madness. During March, make a sweet deal on a newer pre-owned vehicle from Lewis & Clark Ford, and we'll take you to the free throw line for 3 shots at our showroom hoop for a chance to make your deal even sweeter. Every shot made is an additional $100 off the deal. March Motor Madness going on now at Lewis & Clark Ford, 4th and Capitol in Yankton.
No matter where you go to follow the action, be sure to enjoy a cold, refreshing Miller Lite or Coors Light. Whether on tap, in a can, or in a bottle, the smooth, refreshing taste of these beers make even the biggest upset easy to swallow. So kick back, grab another round, and get into the game. Miller Lite and Coors Light, always a win for any fan. Get them today at your favorite place to buy beer.
It's time to stop making excuses. The peace of mind you get after a colonoscopy is worth it. It's the best way to prevent and detect one of the deadliest cancers. In fact, your doctor can remove precancerous polyps during the procedure if necessary. That's right, before it even turns to cancer. No buts about it. Get a colonoscopy at 45 and follow up every 10 years or as recommended by your doctor. Find a location or schedule now at avera.org/colon.
All right, back here on the Lancer Locker on KYNT. Thank you to Coach Cassandra Brown for talking to us over the phone here today. They are rolling right now, is that Mount Marty softball program. So now I wanted to bring in a couple of seniors. McKenzie Gray, we're going to talk with her in a little bit. And now Abby Johnson, a senior hitter for this team. You're an infielder. Abby, you have been having a great season so far. I'll remind you the folks of your stats right now. You're a senior who has 71 at-bats, 31 hits, and 17 RBIs so far this year, a 437 batting average, and a 500 OBP. You're killing it out there. Congrats on the success, and congrats on 5 wins in a row.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So first off, before we start into you and kind of your life outside of softball, give me a little something on this team. What has led to this winning stretch, and how far do you think you can take it?
Honestly, I think we have a chance at beating anyone in our conference so far. We have a good chance of rolling here at the end of the year. We're getting hot just in time to come to the conference tournament. I think one thing that really brings this team together is, Coach expects us to she expects us to be the best that we can, but she doesn't put added pressure on us. And for me, at least, that has really helped me just, be the player that I am. Like, she believes in my abilities, and that really shows, I think, every day at practice and in games.
Let's talk a little bit about that new coach. First-year head coach here in Cassandra Brown, new to the program and new to you. What has she been like as a new addition here?
Honestly, she's been amazing. She's exactly what I think this program has needed to be successful. She works us hard every day in practice to get us where we need to be for games. And I think that just shows, like, as we've gone, we've had some rough battles, and some close losses, but like through it all, at the end of the day, she's like, this is preparing us for conference. She continues to embed that in us, and she continues to show us that, like, she has faith in us.
Let's turn now to you. Off the field, you're about to graduate here as a fifth-year senior, so can you tell me about your school? What are you graduating with? What's your major?
Yeah, so I actually graduated last May with my degree in interdisciplinary studies. And I had a focus in elementary education, business, and physical education. But this year I'm enrolled in a grad program called Social and Emotional Learning. And so hopefully next year I'll be working in a school district in my area.
So you're about to finish up your first year as a grad student, and then next year, hopefully, to work at a school, correct? So is the master's degree next year then?
No, so I'll actually graduate again in May with a degree. It's just a one-year program that I'm enrolled in.
So yes, you are graduating here in just about a month. Are you ready for that? Are you ready for life after school?
Yeah, I think so. Last year I was debating on coming back or not, and I think it was the best decision to come back. I'm sadly out of eligibility now, so I guess the real world is coming in a month.
So what led to that decision to come back for your fifth year, to go to grad school, to take your fifth year of eligibility and come back to Mount Marty?
To be honest, my best friends, I really came here because I played at Miles Community College, and I don't know if you know this, but quite a few girls have come here, and that's the reason why I came here. And my friends Lily and Megan were still going to be here this next year, and so I wanted to finish it out with them.
You mentioned a previous college in Miles Community College. I know you played elsewhere as well. Can you walk me through your softball journey of being obviously a fifth year? You started back in 2020, I believe, during the COVID year at Miles, and then you went to a D2 program before coming here. Walk me through the process of everywhere you've been.
Yeah, so I started at Miles Community College. Amazing experience. I wouldn't trade that for the world. It meant everything. I played for Coach SJ, who coaches at Carroll now, and she really got me. Just like she took a chance on me out of high school, and so I wouldn't trade that. The girls that I played with there, they're the reason why I'm here. Then after Miles, I went to a D2 in Oklahoma. I actually was recruited by a coach that's coaching with Patty Gasso at Oklahoma now, so he left 4 days before we went down there, and so I played for a coach that I didn't get recruited by. Wasn't quite the experience that was right for me. Just wasn't quite the right fit. So I came up here after I was done in Oklahoma just to see the girls before I went back home. And I met Coach Kayla actually giving donuts to the cops. Funny enough, with Autumn and Megan, and she was like, if you want to play again, like, come here. And that's how I ended up here, just wanting to play with the girls again.
Well, hopefully you're enjoying that decision to stay in Yankton another year and to come to Yankton in the first place.
Yeah, I'm forever grateful to be able to come here. So glad I took a chance.
So let's talk a little bit more specifics about what's coming up in a month after you graduate, after you finish softball season. What are some of those future plans? Where do you see yourself in 5 months from now? Where are you going to be? Where are you going to be working? Are you going to live in the area, or what's next?
Yeah, so I'm actually going back home to the River Valley in Hamilton. I have 2 super cute little nephews, a 2-year-old and a 4-month-old. And I just plan to go back home and spend as much time as I can with them and hopefully work in the school district in that area.
Hamilton, Montana is what you're alluding to there. We talked a little bit about that before we got off the mic. You're just in the area of Yellowstone Ranch, is that correct?
Yep.
That is an incredible area to grow up in. What was that like, growing up in quite literally one of the most scenic and beautiful places in the continental United States?
Yeah, it is beautiful there. You know, it's in the Big River Valley, so big mountains on both sides, beautiful big river. I honestly never realized how beautiful it was until I left to go to Miles. And ever since, every time I come back, I'm like, are the mountains getting bigger? Like, I think it's getting prettier here every time I go back.
Where exactly is Miles Community College? What state is that even in?
So Miles Community College is in Montana.
Oh, okay.
But it's actually 8 hours away from my hometown. So still in the state of Montana, but it's eastern Montana, and I'm from western Montana.
Fair enough. We got East West South Dakota here, and I'm from Western South Dakota, so I get it a little bit. I'm not from Yellowstone, though. I would very much like it if I was. Anyways, I appreciate your time. Congrats on the success that you have had this season. It has certainly been fun to watch, and I cannot wait to see you guys finish off this back half of the season and go into conference tournament play. If you're going to leave here this interview with one final note, do you have any message for your team or maybe Lancer fans or even your family?
You know, we're rolling hot right now, and we're going to keep it going to the conference tournament. So, you know, expect us to keep making noise, and we're not done yet.
Abby, thank you very much for your time. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
We've got McKenzie coming up next here on the Lancer Locker. That was Abby Johnson. This is KYNT. Back in a couple of minutes. You're listening to the Lancer Locker.
When you need a break, Pizza Ranch is ready. Rough day or good day, sometimes you just need a buffet. And we've got all your favorites always ready to serve. Come to the place that puts a smile on your face. This is Mike at Yankton Pizza Ranch. If you need pizza, desserts, or the country's best chicken, our buffet is ready for you every day from 11 to 8. So make today a buffet day at Yankton Pizza Ranch.
It's where life tastes better. Surround them up and head her down to the Pizza Ranch. Whoa, that's good.
Imagine paid vacation, sick leave, holidays, and full medical coverage the moment you start a new job. Plus quarterly profit sharing, 5% 401k match, and a company-paid retirement plan your first day on the job. With Parker of Yankton, you don't have to imagine, because all these benefits begin day one. We are hiring assemblers, material handlers, and line operation techs for both shifts. Don't mind working nights? Enjoy a pay differential of $235. If you're looking to upgrade your career and have day one benefits, apply today at Parker.com.
Parker, engineering your success.
Looking for fuel or more? Stop by Triple Time Rudy's, your locally owned convenience store at 17th and Broadway. At Triple Time Rudy's, they're proud to support the community, offering fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers and backing local activities and events. Inside, you'll discover regional favorites like Dimmick Cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. Whether it's a quick snack, a tank of top-quality fuel, or a taste of local goodness, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling the community.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from CoreTrust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit CoreTrustBank.com today.
Member FDIC.
Neutral Vodka Seltzer shows you that simple actually means more. Rooted in simplicity, Neutral knows that often the simple choice is the one that sparks the most joy. Neutral is a tasty cocktail in a can that's unpretentious and uncomplicated. The gluten-free seltzer has just 100 calories and no added sugar. Focused on simple ingredients, vodka, seltzer, and real fruit juice. Neutral offers a delicious taste, proving that hard seltzer doesn't have to be hard. Grab your favorite variety of Neutral Vodka Seltzers today.
All right, back here on the Lancer Locker on KYNT. It's 102.1 FM, AM 1450. KYNT-TV, YouTube, Facebook as well. Thank you all for tuning in as we now have our third interview of the day. Thank you to Coach Brown for not only talking to us, but setting up our next two interviews. We just finished speaking with Abby Johnson. Thank you to her. And now Mackenzie Gray, a senior pitcher who has been having an incredible season so far. We'll remind the folks of some of your stats here, McKenzie, on the season, because you have been having one heck of a year. You have gotten a lot of use, I can say. You have thrown 103 total innings. You have 21 appearances and 15 starts. You got 8 wins in that time and a 3.67 ERA in 103 innings pitched. So first things first, how's the arm? Are you getting enough rest?
Yes, my arm is doing great, honestly. I am getting plenty of rest, too. I've been taking my recovery serious as well, so I think that's what helps getting through 103 innings. But like my dad said, my arm is the golden ticket.
That's your meal ticket. Exactly. I like it. So when it comes to Mount Marty University softball, before we get into a little bit of you, just tell me a little bit about the team. You're on a 5-win streak right at the moment. You've won, I believe, 6 of your last 7 as well. Can you tell me where this team is going right now?
Yes, of course I will. Our team, I think we're going to go far. I mean, I think it really shows how our team pulls through things. I mean, we had a rough start, honestly, but I think it always happens. You have to start to the bottom to get to the top, and that just makes you learn more about your team and how you guys can work on, like, communication. I think we've really learned on how to become a team and win as a team, so I think we're going to go far.
And a lot of that obviously goes to you on the defensive end of things, at least. When it comes to your infield and outfield, the other 8 players that are out there with you, what can you tell me about your defensive strategies of, even if somebody connects with a ball, your teammates are going to be able to get them out at first?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what makes my pitching so great out there is I have defense behind my back, and it just means a lot when, you can trust each and everyone out there. The 8 girls out there, I trust them. Every time there's a ball hit, I know that they're going to get it, and they have my back just like I have theirs. So that's what makes our team so unique as well.
Now, obviously, you're a pitcher, and you're having a lot of success there. But have you ever been pestering Coach Brown to let you get an at-bat here or there?
Oh, I mean, I've showed her. I mean, like at practice, we just hit for fun. And she'll tell us, like, hey, you guys can hit for yourself, but honestly, I haven't hit in a while. I know I'm a good hitter, but there's just so much more talent on this team that they can do more damage than I can. So I just let them have it.
You stick to pitching. I like it.
Or anything.
You got pitching under your belt, so that's good enough.
Yeah.
So let's
exactly.
talk a little bit about you off the field in terms of graduating. You've already got your undergrad. You're in grad school at the moment. Can you tell me about school and that side of being a student athlete?
Yeah, of course. So basically, I am in the grad program, and I have 1 more year left. So I am going to continue with being a grad assistant for the Mount Marty softball. And then my future plans are honestly just if I can get a coaching job anywhere. I mean, that's where I want to keep my path going. So that's pretty much my plans for school and the future.
What is your degree in, and what are you actually in grad school for?
Oh, for grad school, my degree is coaching or leadership in coaching, and that's pretty much what I'm in school for.
You're going to be a coach.
Yes, that's what I want to be. So
in the future, is there any place in particular you would really like to go coach at? Not even necessarily schools. I'm talking areas, states, regions. Where would you like to end up?
Yeah, because I'm a warm girl, I do not do the cold, but I've gotten used to the cold quite a bit, but my dream was always in Arizona. That's pretty much where I want to be. But honestly, I'm just going to apply anywhere, and wherever I get the opportunity, that's where I'll take it. I won't be picky at this moment.
Arizona, that's interesting. So you're from, obviously, that area. You're from Imperial Valley, California. You did go to college at Arizona Western College, and somehow Mount Marty tore you away from Arizona and brought you up to South Dakota. What was that decision like, coming to South Dakota in the first place?
Yeah, so my decision based on, honestly, I was too comfortable where I was in my hometown, and I've never really traveled far. So I decided to just get out of my comfort zone, and I was like, you know what? I knew Sammy Noble, who was on the team last year. I played with her during travel ball one year, so then I thought it was really cool that she was out here too, so that kind of made my decision kind of easier. I kind of knew her, so she told me about the program, and I was excited for it, and I felt like it was the right path, and I'm glad I took it. So that's pretty much what made me come here, was just knowing someone and then obviously getting out of my comfort zone.
And you ended up having a coaching change here this year as well. Can you tell me about Cassandra Brown, the new head coach for Mount Marty University softball?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think she is the greatest thing that's ever happened. I mean, we've prayed to have a coach who just cares for us and, believes in us. And she has done all of those. I mean, you can ask all the girls too. We're just so happy to have her as a coach. And I feel like that's what's making this year so much fun. And that's kind of like why we want to go so far. Not even for ourselves, but for our coach, because she has put in so much time and effort and just dedication to us that we just want to show her like how, grateful we are to have her. And we pretty much play every game for her, because if it wasn't for her, I mean, it's so amazing to have a coach believe in every single one of us, give us confidence and just positivity, So she's amazing, and I'm so glad she came here.
Abby, let's talk a little bit about your family. Do they get to watch or get to come to any games? You're obviously not from the area, so what's that been like?
It's honestly, the first year it was pretty difficult because when I was at Arizona Western, I was only 45 minutes away from home, so they came to every game. But, I mean, it makes it work because there's always a live that they can watch, and then they came for Senior Day. So they come about once a year to visit, so I mean, I still have support after every game. It just seems like they're, they're with me, but they're always calling me saying how proud they are of me. So it hasn't really been a problem. I mean, I do miss them in the stands, but at the end of the day, like, they're just so supportive, and that's all I could ask for.
And a lot of time I like to talk with athletes about their future plans, but you've said you've got yours set because you are in year 1 of 2 of grad school. You're going to be back here next year, and you're going to help with this softball program. So that is a good thing, get a little bit of coaching experience. Are you excited for that aspect? You're still finishing up, obviously. You've still got your final year of eligibility. But what's coaching going to be like?
I am so excited for coach. Well, I feel like I coached a 16U team, but it's always different from going from younger to collegiate level. So I'm excited to just get the experience and then finally get some, room of comfortability of coaching. So I'm excited to see what my role is next year and to see how I can help the team and just help with that.
One final question here. I want to finish off with this. You're finishing up your career, obviously, in the next month and a half, 2 months, as you go into GPAC and hopefully farther than that in tournament play. How do you want to finish not only this season as a Lancer, but your career?
My career? I want to finish, honestly, my goal is to just finish strong. And I've always wanted to be first team just because, I work so hard and I just have the support behind me that I know I can do it. I mean, Coach Brown has taught me so much things that I've, learned this year than the last 3 years I've been here. But I just really want to go out there and just not break records because I've done that. But I just want to go out there and just play like it's my very last, because it is. But I just want to make sure that I do everything that I could and just leave 110% out there every day on the field and just be proud when my career does end.
I love how casually you just threw out there that you've already broken records. That is a great thing to be able to say. So thank you for taking the time to talk with me today. Congratulations on all the success you've had, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That was McKenzie Gray, Mount Marty University senior pitcher for the Lancer softball team. They are both set to finish up their senior seasons here over the next couple of months. The regular season play comes to a close here in about a month as they then go to GPAC tournament. April 26th is the day of the last regular season games. That's already coming up here pretty quick. Lancers once again will play Hastings College at Sertoma Field here in Yankton on Wednesday. Doubleheader starting at 3 p.m. Now I'm over time and I got to get out of here. But once again, here at KYN TV, we're going to be covering these Mount Marty University baseball games this upcoming weekend versus Concordia, the Saturday-Sunday doubleheader as well. Make sure you go out and watch some Lancer softball on Wednesday evening in Yankton as well. All right, that'll do it for me. I got to get out of here. I'm way over time. This has been the Lancer Locker on KYNT. I hope you enjoyed.